Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Mrs. Laverne Mickens. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm a teacher. I'm also a scholarship coach. And I'm the wife and mama of five fabulous children. This is how I started my business, helping my kids find scholarships. And that's why you are here today. So thank you so much for being here. I have a lot to cover. So let's get started. There's my Liz. She's the baby of five. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As the wife of an educator myself, and the mama of five fabulous children, I have been researching, finding, and winning scholarships for over a decade. Our youngest child and daughter, Elizabeth, graduated from high school in 2023 and won over $1 million in merit aid and scholarships. We won 75 scholarships and counting because she's still applying and still winning. And we are now attending Bard College debt free. And today I'm going to show you how you can do the same. Scholarship winning is a mindset. And if you can make $2,000 an hour, would you? Of course you would. The answer is absolutely yes, you would. I wrote a book last year and I'm so excited. It's called $1 Million Baby, the roadmap to $2 million in scholarships and a debt-free degree. It's a great gift for birthdays, holidays, any occasion at all. It's 100 pages. It's a quick read. It's on Amazon now, and it's helped hundreds of families so far. So thank you all to those of you who already bought it. And if you haven't, grab a copy. It's a great book. It really is very helpful. On this scholarship journey, please remember that money does not rain down from the sky and it does not grow on trees. It takes work and effort to win. You have to work together, parents and kids. If you want to win, teamwork makes the dream work. No man is an island. You cannot do this alone. I cannot emphasize that enough. Now, that's Liz holding a check for $20,000, and that scholarship just happens to be due this month. The Equitable Excellence Scholarship is due January 13th. I just did a video on it. I'll probably be making some more content because that's next Monday. High school seniors involved in leadership, community activities, you're active in and out of school. That's $20,000. It's renewable, and that check is on time every August. So if you want more information, you can email me after the webinar. College is a huge business, a big business. They're in it for the money. In case you hadn't heard, pretty soon, college will cost over $100,000 annually to attend. It's almost up there now. Bard is now costing us $91,000, but we have scholarships, so we're not worried. Okay, so they're trying to price all middle class and lower income families out of college. Those of you that are striving for higher education and upward mobility. It's borderline criminal and shameful, right? So you need to start your process early. Knowing this, you need to be looking for outside, private, third-party scholarships because the FAFSA won't save you. You're not guaranteed financial aid. You need scholarships, and you need to start today. Okay, my scholarship squad winners, which we will talk about at the end, but you might want to be interested in joining the scholarship squad. That's one-on-one monthly coaching. This is Jayla and Jordan. They are currently in college. They were big winners in 2024, valedictorians of their class. And as you can see, they're holding up those big checks. Scholarship winners, definitely doing a great job. And we have other winners, Olivia, Jordan, Gabby, and Aaliyah. We're all seniors in the class of 2024. Big winners. Here they are with me at our annual local Martin Luther King Jr. Scholarship Breakfast. And we have Alana. She's from Brooklyn, New York. She's a freshman at Howard. And of course, as you know, HBCUs are super expensive. So in addition to the merit aid, I was able to help her win outside private scholarship awards. So she would be closer to being debt-free her freshman year down at Howard University. And she's doing phenomenally so far. Another scholarship kid of mine, Anaya, is a freshman at Spelman College. She just won $2,500 per year through the United Negro College Fund. She is a biology pre-med major. This is a STEM scholarship, and she just got back from California for her scholarship orientation. And Nurshal, down at Hampton University in Virginia, who is a sophomore biology pre-med major, just won a URISE scholarship, which is $12,500 a year from Hampton University. She also gets internships and she gets summer employment. That's Nuri down at Hampton. She is winning. And there are other parent testimonials of what we're doing is working. They're joining the lives every Saturday night. They've got the book. They look at my videos. They email me. They get the free list that I give every month. They are editing their essays. They're paying attention to deadlines, parent testimonials, because their kids are winning. So now let me talk about my journey with my kids first, so you have kind of a window into what I've been doing for the last 10 years. So this is my oldest, Kay. Kay attended Hampshire College and graduated in 2018 with a creative writing and game design degree. Kay also has sickle cell anemia and received scholarships and grants that covered 50% of the cost. We had to dip into our own personal 401k retirement and our 403b retirement to help our child finish paying for college. Another fun story I have is that because of financial aid running out, we had to pack Kahari up and bring Kahari home. Not because they failed out, not because they did poorly in class, but because financial aid was an issue. So we didn't do our due diligence as parents, and I want to make sure that you don't have that same experience. Kahari is currently debt-free, no debt. Debt was forgiven this past year. Josiah just graduated this year from Holyoke Community College, and I think community colleges are amazing places to start if you're concerned about cost. They've got great professors, they've got great curriculum, and they're great places for you to get your education, and then you can transfer on to a four-year program. Lots of community college scholarships, lots of transfer scholarships are available. So Joe is a culinary arts graduate. Joe is also a YouTuber. Joe is also has sickle cell anemia. Joe is on full scholarship. And the cost to go to our local community college was about $5,500. This year it's zero. Community colleges here in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts are all free. So Joe didn't have any debt to begin with, but anyone that wants to go to the community college here in Massachusetts is completely free for them to go. And I've got three girls. I've got twins. The first twin, Kiara Simone, graduated in 2021 during the pandemic from Smith College. She was a dance and community engagement major. She was on full tuition scholarships, which we're going to talk about today. But we also had to take out Parent Plus loans, subsidized and unsubsidized federal loans, and she was awarded federal grants and scholarships. She was able to study in Cuba. She had an internship at the American Ballet Theater, and the cost to go to Smith College was $82,000 at the time. Her twin sister, Taylor Rose, graduated from the University of Massachusetts in May of 2022 as a jazz, musical theater, and African American studies major. She started off at Hofstra when she graduated high school in 2017, but completely hated it. She wanted to be in Manhattan to pursue her dreams of Broadway, but she wound up in Long Island. She didn't like it, so we packed her up and brought her home. And UMass at the time, as an in-state resident, cost us $33,500. So we had to take out Parent Plus loans for Taylor. We had to come out of pocket for Taylor. We had to borrow money from family just for her to graduate. She's now singing and working in between Boston and New York City. And finally, the baby, Elizabeth, attends Bard College in the Catskills in upstate New York. She's a dance, design, art, entrepreneurship major. The cost last year to attend Bard was $85,000. It is now up to $91,000 per year because of her scholarships, upwards over $1 million. Her debt is zero. No loans. We are debt free. Scholarship checks in the mail, refund checks in the bank. All right. So parents of seniors and seniors, this message is for you. So it's January. It's 2025. Things are getting real now, right? You graduate this year. You may be hearing about early action and early decision notices. Regular decision is this week and next week. It's crunch time. So in the spring, late February, early March, you will begin to get your financial aid offers. If you do not like the aid package, you can appeal. And we're going to talk about how. In the meantime, apply to scholarships and follow the money. Do not follow a brand name. Do not follow a sticker price unless that seems to be something that you can afford or is affordable. You need to write down and budget before you borrow. Make sure you have plan A, B, and C. Parent Plus loans, I'm telling you, if your award package is made up of mostly Parent Plus loans, you cannot afford to go to that school, and you need to come up with another plan and consider other schools. This is for all my seniors, all my parents and guardians of seniors. This message is just for you. Don't let your emotions or a name brand or your children back you into a poor decision that will affect you financially. Be smart. I cannot emphasize this enough. Be smart financially. This is one of the first adult financial decisions your child will have to make. Help them make a smart one. Because if Parent Plus loans, I'm going to say this again, take up the majority of your aid package, that school is too expensive for you to attend. It is time for Plan B and Plan C. All right, let's talk about full ride scholarships and what they are. A full ride scholarship is just that. It covers everything. It covers tuition, all expenses, books, fees, room, board, and living costs off campus possibly. The goal is to remove any need for any additional financial aid. And these are scholarships that are based on merit, okay? They're not need-based. They don't care about your taxes. They don't care about your 1040 or your W-2s. Full ride scholarships are based on the child, their merit, their grades, their academics, or their athletics, or their artistic endeavors. We have pieced together our full ride, but the majority of her full ride came from art and dance scholarships, her merit, and her grades because she was a phenomenal student. Okay. Next up, we have full tuition scholarships, which are a little bit different. Full tuition scholarships usually only cover the cost of education, which may include tuition, books, and fees. They do not help with room. They do not help with board. They do not help with off-campus living expenses or travel costs because they are full tuition only. So you need to know the difference. Full tuition covers just that, tuition. A full ride, however, covers everything. Tuition, books, fees, room, and board, and whatever else is on the bill. That's the difference. Now, what is merit aid? Merit aid is a form of college financial aid that does not consider a student's financial need, but rather is awarded based on special circumstances like your academic, your athletic, your artistic, your leadership, or your special interest, merit, or ability. Merit aid might cover a student's entire tuition, or it could be a one-time award or a one-time prize. That's merit aid. Now, a lot of you may have gotten notices of acceptance to your colleges, and there might have been an institutional merit aid award attached, either 10,000 or 11,000 or maybe 15,000 per year over the next 4 years. That's merit aid. They awarded you that, which is kind of boilerplate. It's kind of standard. Most colleges do that. The trustee award or the presidential award. That's based on your child's merit, based on their grades and whatever else they saw in the extracurriculars and the resume and the essay that they read. Has nothing to do with your financials. That's the FAFSA and other factors, which we'll talk about in just a moment. Speaking of which, the FAFSA is open. It was supposed to open December 1st. It opened a little bit earlier, about November 21st. So if you have not already, please, please, please create your FSA ID. You need one. Your child needs one. Last year was a complete mess, so you need to plan early, have your 2023 tax documents ready, and plan today. Let's talk about it. All right, so as a mom who's been filling this form out for a decade, I thought there was some important things that you needed to know about the FAFSA itself and what you needed and what's important and how to fill it out. So here's tip number 1. Begin by gathering your necessary documents. To make the FAFSA process smoother, gather the following: Social Security numbers for both you and your child, tax returns for 2023, W-2 forms, records of any untaxed income, bank statements, information about other assets, and your FSA ID for both you and your child. Remember, your FSA ID is your username and password for you to be able to access the FAFSA.gov site and the form. You need one, and your child needs one also. And every state has its own deadline, and every college has its own deadline, which we're going to talk about in a moment. Make sure you know what those are. FAFSA tip number 2, keep track of deadlines. FAFSA deadlines vary depending on the state and the college. The federal FAFSA form is now open, and some aid is awarded on a first come, first served basis depending on where you live. State and school deadlines, you need to check for your state specific deadlines, and priority deadlines. Many schools have priority deadlines for the FAFSA submission. Action step you should take, add these important dates to your calendar to avoid missing out on aid. FAFSA tip number 3, always submit the FAFSA whether you think you qualify or not. Whether you think, oh, I'm middle income, I'm not going to get anything, do it anyway. You never know. Many families mistakenly believe that they earn too much to qualify for financial aid, but schools and colleges use FAFSA to determine eligibility for the following: federal grants, federal loans, work study, state aid, school-based aid. So the action step you need to take, complete the FAFSA regardless of your family's income level, because it's the only way to access all types and all kinds of financial aid. FAFSA tip number 4, double check your information for accuracy. Incorrect or incomplete information can delay your financial aid. Make sure to enter the correct tax year. Remember, 2023, it's always a 2-year difference. So because we are in 2025, your kids are graduating 2025, they're entering college in the fall of 2025. If you go back 2 years from 2025, that's the tax year we use, 2023. You want to report both taxed and untaxed income accurately. You want to verify dependent status. Most students under 24 are considered dependent unless there are extenuating circumstances. The action step you want to take is you want to review your FAFSA carefully before submitting to avoid mistakes. Fun fact, story time. 10 years ago, H&R Block used to do our taxes. I now do our taxes myself because of this incident. So they miscalculated either some income, they crunched the numbers, they got it wrong, because guess what? They can do that too. Anyone preparing your taxes can make errors and can make mistakes. So when we were filling out the FAFSA for our oldest, there were discrepancies and mistakes on the form. We didn't know it at the time. Kahari got a whole bunch of financial aid that they were not supposed to get. So guess what happened? Springtime. There was an email and a knock at the door, and they wanted their money back. They wanted their money back. They were trying to charge us penalties, and they were talking about jail time for fraud. So I was like, whoa, hold up. It wasn't our error. Our tax preparer, made some errors or some miscalculations. So we had to make amendments to our taxes. We had to fix the errors. We had to submit everything. And that aid was taken, not from us, but it was tacked onto the bill. And Kahari got some more scholarships for that. But please, 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 please make sure that everything is accurate. Check, double check, triple check. So you don't get, in any trouble. It's the government we're talking about, and they check. Even when you think they're not checking, they are. FAFSA tip number 5, stay in touch with your universities, schools, and colleges and track your FAFSA status. After submitting your FAFSA, schools will use the information to offer you financial aid packages. You need to be proactive, and so does your child. Please do the following. Check your email for notifications and updates. Log into your FAFSA account to review your student aid report, otherwise known as the SAR. Following up with the colleges to ensure they have received your FAFSA and to ask about additional aid opportunities. Action step you need to take. Set a reminder to check the status of your FAFSA and follow up with your prospective colleges. All right, let's talk about other types of financial aid and private financial aid, like the CSS profile, which is financial aid for private schools. The CSS profile, otherwise known as the College Scholarship Service Profile, is an online application that's used by many colleges, universities, and scholarship programs to determine a student's eligibility for non-federal financial aid. It is administered by the College Board, which is the same organization that oversees the SAT and AP exams. Now, not every private college in the country uses it, but many of them do. So you're going to do your due diligence and you're going to check the website of your college or university, and you're going to check their financial aid page and see if you need to fill out this form, because not everybody does. So CSS profile tip number 1, know what the CSS profile is and why it matters. The CSS profile is required by many colleges, private colleges and universities, to assess eligibility for non-federal financial aid. Okay, the FAFSA is federal. This is private aid, such as institutional grants and scholarships from the college. Unlike the FAFSA, the CSS profile provides more detailed financial information. Schools use this to offer aid based on your unique circumstances. The action step you need to take is to check if your target schools require the CSS profile on their financial aid websites. CSS profile tip number 2, collect documents ahead of time. This form is nothing like the FAFSA. It's very lengthy, it's time consuming, it's in depth, and it's going to take you a little while to fill out. So make sure you have everything in front of you when you do. Preparing the right documents will make this application process much easier. You're going to need your tax returns for 2023, your W-2s for both the student and the parent, bank statements, records of assets, any real estate, any businesses, any farms, any investments you have, records of untaxed income, child support, Social Security income, veterans benefits, alimony, palimony, any outside income, non-custodial parent information, if applicable. The action step you need to take, begin gathering and organizing these documents now to avoid delays. CSS profile tip number 3, understand the cost and potential waivers. So now, the FAFSA is free. This form is not. The CSS profile requires a submission fee, which is $25 for the first school and $16 for each additional school. So if you are a senior in high school and you've checked the websites and you've got about 10 schools that require this form, and mind you, you have to fill this out. It's mandatory if you want to get any type of scholarship, grant, or aid from the college. So the first school is $25. Each additional school is $16. You may have anywhere up to 7 to 10 or more schools that need this form. So that's where fee waivers come in. So fee waivers are automatically provided on site while you're filling out the form if your family's income meets a certain threshold. You can check eligibility through the actual application itself. So you need to check if you qualify for a fee waiver and budget if you don't. That's tip number 3 for you. Tip number 4, know your school's priority deadlines. Each college may have its own CSS profile deadline, which can differ from FAFSA deadlines because they're 2 different forms. Submitting early helps you maximize your aid package. Some deadlines are as early as November 1st for early decision applicants. Regular decision deadlines are usually between January 1st and March 1st. So you need to make a checklist of all the CSS profile schools and deadlines for your school, college, or university, and plan to submit at least a week ahead of time or a week before. CSS profile tip number 5, accuracy is key. Double check your entries. The CSS profile asks for more detailed financial information than the FAFSA does. So take your time and ensure everything is accurate. Accuracy is so important. Include all income sources, including assets like home equity, retirement funds, and investments. Be transparent about family contributions and unusual financial circumstances like medical bills or job loss. And review your application before submitting to make sure all financial details are correct and clearly explained. So, unlike the FAFSA, which doesn't give you any room to explain anything, the CSS profile gives you a space to type and to write and to tell them your personal story about your personal finances. The FAFSA, the federal government, they don't care. They're looking at your taxes, they're looking at your income. Whatever they say it is, that's what it is. You look great on paper. So we're only going to award you X, Y, and Z. The CSS profile is different. They're awarding you space to be transparent and tell your story. So please do so. All right, so let's talk about institutional merit aid, what it is and how it's awarded. So this type of aid, which may be in your financial aid package, is awarded by colleges for academic, athletic, or artistic achievement. Institutional aid refers to financial assistance directly from the college or university. This can include merit awards, which are scholarships offered to students based on your grades, leadership, or unique talents. This is not need-based. Need-based is your family income. Merit awards are different because they're given to recognize talent and excellence, and they're renewable, meaning you get that money every year, which is awesome. You want that. You want renewable aid and renewable scholarships if the student maintains a certain GPA or meets other criteria. We have a renewable institutional grant from Bard College. And because she's got a 3.8, 3.9, especially in art and dance and her other criteria and her other classes, we get that money every year as long as she keeps up her GPA, which of course she's going to do. All right, so need-based is different. Let's talk about it. Need-based aid, which may be on your financial aid package, includes grants like Pell Grants or supplemental educational grants. Pell Grants are federally funded and awarded to undergraduate students who demonstrate exceptional financial need, and they don't need to be paid back. A grant is free money. Let me say that again. Grants, just like scholarships, free money do not need to be paid back. SEOG grants, or Supplemental Educational Opportunity Grants, are additional federal funds for students with the greatest financial need. These are usually limited, so applying early is important and essential. So if your family is in need, according to taxes and W-2s and 1040s, you may see these two types of grants on your financial aid package. Another type of aid is work study, which we also have. Liz has a job on campus. She works in the dance department. She's got work study. Work study programs are part of your financial aid package and allow you to work part-time while attending school. These jobs are often on campus or with approved employers in the area and provide a way to earn money for personal expenses while gaining work experience. Work study earnings are not applied directly to tuition, but can help cover books, supplies, or living costs. Now, work study usually is in the form of a check. They cut the check and give it right to your child, or direct deposit. Or if you want to set it up to add to your bill or add to your tuition, you can do that also. It's usually up to you or up to your child how you want to be paid or how you want to be awarded whatever work study you get. And I believe the maximum amount is $2,000. That's what we're getting in work study. So she has a job, she goes to work, they allot her a certain amount of hours, a certain amount of money around her class schedule, and she gets paid either every week or bi-weekly, and it goes right in her bank account. So she's got some money and some change to go to Target or go to Walmart or go get her hair done, get her nails done, or whatever she needs on campus or off campus. She's got the money to do so, in addition to the refund checks we're getting also. So here's a copy of our financial aid from Bard this past year. This is what financial aid actually looks like. So this is our award for the 24-25 academic year. In blue, you see it says Bard Performing Arts Scholarship, $67,000. That's annually. She was awarded for her talent and ability in the arts, both graphic art, digital art, and dance. She's part of the work study program. That's another $2,000. And you'll notice in blue, it says federal direct loan sub and federal direct loan unsub, and you'll see zero. That is because we decline the loans. We have zero loan debt. We don't need loans. We don't talk about loans over here. We're not even going to talk about loans on this call today because the goal is for you to have a debt-free degree. We don't have any loans. We were awarded merit aid, institutional aid, arts grant, work study. We had Pell Grant last year, but for some reason, even with the same money that I'm making as a teacher, they didn't think that we were Pell eligible this year. So we do not have a Pell Grant, which is fine because we have scholarships to make up the difference. So Bard, if you could see way up at the top, $91,171 is the cost. for tuition, room, and board this year. And her award from the college is $69,000. So you do the math. Whatever the difference is covered by renewable scholarships that she gets every year. All right, all of my early decision and early action seniors. Have you heard? Have you gotten your acceptances yet? Congratulations and kudos to you if you have. So let's talk about it. Once your early decision or early action results come in, your next steps depend on the outcome. If you are accepted under ED or early decision, remember, it's binding. That means it's a contract and you have to withdraw all your other applications to all other schools. Celebrate your success, review next steps like submitting your deposit or finalizing your financial aid forms. Now, if you got accepted under early action, it's not contractual and it's not binding, so you get to compare your other options before you make a final decision. If you were waitlisted or deferred, I want you to know that deferred does not mean denied. I know lots of kids that were deferred in December that got in February and March to their dream school. So there's a couple things you need to do. Stay proactive. Send an updated transcript because remember, you applied in November. You gave them grades, but you now have grades from all of November, all of December, and parts of January. Send them an updated transcript. Get another stellar letter of recommendation. Create a letter of continued interest. Reaffirm your enthusiasm for that school. Okay? If you're still interested and you've been waitlisted or deferred, you need to do those things. Now, if you're rejected, it's okay. There are thousands of schools across the country. If you get rejected to your dream school, it's going to be okay. It really is. You need to take time to process your emotions, focus on regular decision applications, and stay optimistic about future opportunities because they didn't reject you. They just rejected your application. And that's okay. You're amazing and you're going to get into a phenomenal program and a phenomenal school. Okay. And what I like to say is what God has for you is for you. So try to stay optimistic. All right, so let's get into the myths and the lies about scholarships. There's so many floating around, and I would like to dispel them today. Myth number one, only high school students win scholarships. Not true. I teach fourth grade, and my fourth graders and my fifth graders are working on scholarships as we speak. Scholarships are for everyone, including students in elementary, middle school, all levels of high school, including 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. Once you get to college, you can continue applying to scholarships, graduate school scholarships, EDD, PhD, dentistry programs, law programs, Juris Doctorate. You can get a scholarship from age 5 to age 105. Anybody can get a scholarship. Now, high school students, particularly high school seniors, get the bulk and the lion's share of all this money because they're entering college for the first time, and it's lucrative for colleges to get their hands on all that scholarship money. So there's a ton of high school senior scholarships. However, there are millions of dollars available for everybody under the sun. Remember that. And speaking of which, screenshot this, write this down. Middle school and high school scholarships due in January include Equitable Excellence, the JFK Profile and Courage Scholarship, the Civics Challenge, the BMI Student Composer Music Award, the Taco Bell Live Mas Award, and the We the Future contest. I'll give you another minute to screenshot those and write those down for middle and high school students. Myth number two, only Black kids, Hispanic kids, or brown kids, or poor kids are the only kids that win money. Not true. Just like you see my little Rainbow Coalition graphic down at the bottom, anyone can win a scholarship. Let me say that again. Anyone can win a scholarship because there's scholarship money for all kinds and types of kids, every race, every ethnicity, any income. There are need-based scholarships and merit-based scholarships, which we just got finished talking about. And let me introduce you to the Ryder family. As you can see, Christy Ryder and her family are not Black. They're not Hispanic. They're not Asian. They're not Pacific Islander. They're not Native American, but they're winning. And I helped Christy Ryder and her family win $18,000 in local scholarships on top of the other grants and scholarships her daughter was awarded her freshman year. No debt, no loans, debt-free, college is paid. Okay. So anyone can win a scholarship. And the Ryder family is proof of this. Myth number 3, scholarships are only open in the spring after you get into college. Not true. As you can see, the wheel of seasons, scholarships are all year round. They have cycles, they have seasons, and we are now in the midst of the winter scholarship season. What does that mean? That means there's lots of state scholarships available, regional scholarships available, and local scholarships are now available in your city, your town, your parish, your state, your region. Lots of local scholarships. This is the time for them right now. Big money is available for all students. Myth number 4, you need a perfect 4.0 GPA to win scholarships. Not true. You know what the truth is? There are scholarships for students, and you can win with a 2.5, a 2.7, a 2.9, and a 3.0. Matter of fact, I know students with 3.0s that have full rides. And I know students with 4.0s and perfect SAT scores not winning any money and not getting into any fancy schools. And that has a lot to do with their essay, their resume, and their personality. And we're about to talk about that in just a moment. All right. Do you have a plan? Winners have a plan. If you want to win scholarships, you have got to have a plan. What school do you want to go to? Do you know? Where is it? Where is it located? Does it have the program that you want and need? Does it have activities that you're interested in? What's the cost to go to that school? Do you know? You need to know the cost of attendance so you know how much scholarship money you need to win. And the more schools on your list, the more money and financial aid packages you get, and then you can negotiate with the colleges to get more money. And we're going to talk about that in just a minute also. All right, this is the Fisher Center at Bard College. This is where Liz works, it's where she dances, where she paints, she does her artwork. It's a beautiful building. So last year, the cost of attendance at Bard, tuition was about $58,000, room and board was about $20,000. Bard is now up to $91,000 a year. So we needed to find, apply to, and win over $83,000 times 4, which was almost equal to $350,000, which, by the way, we did. So what you need to know is, what is your cost of attendance? And how much do you have saved? And how much are you willing to come out of pocket for? Or how many scholarships are you going to have to win? You need to write things down. The Bible says, write the vision, make it plain. You better write some things down. I'm a teacher. I love Post-it notes. I love charts. I love to write things down. I'm a visual learner. I need to see what's going on. As you'll see in a moment, we wrote all her colleges down on large chart paper and hung it up. We wrote all the scholarships down on large chart paper, hung it up. And as she was winning and applying, we checked things off and we wrote things down. So you might want to do the same. All right, the number one question I get, oh my God, Scholarship College Mama, where do we look? Where do we start? What do we do? Screenshot this and write this down. Where do you look for scholarships? These are the sites that I have used over the last decade for all my kids, and we've won with all of these sites. Write these down. They include JLV College Counseling, bold.org, Scholarship America, Scholarships 360, scholarships.com, Big Future, and Going Mary. Write those down. Give me another minute. And most of these sites will ask you to make a profile. They are free. They do not cost money. It should not cost money for you to apply to a scholarship. And if it does, that's a scam. We're going to talk about that in a moment also. Someone's trying to get in. Let me get them the link. Copy that for her. Here you go. All right, so let me know in the chat. Have you ever applied to a no essay scholarship? Anyone? Parents, have you applied to no essay scholarships? Kids, have you applied to no essay scholarships? Let me know in the chat. And let me tell you why you need to stop doing it today. Some no's, some yeses. Okay, so if you have ever applied to a no essay scholarship, stop doing so today. If you haven't, good for you. Continue in that vein. Because if you apply to no essay scholarships, it's kind of the equivalent of going to the bodega, the corner store, the gas station, and getting a lottery ticket and waking up the next morning thinking you won, but you didn't. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Anything that says no essay, easy entry, one click here, red flag. They want your social security number, red flag. They want your bank information, your routing number, red flag. They want your mama's maiden name or your maiden name, red flag. Any sensitive information, red flag, red flag, red flag. Not so much a scam, but data mining, data phishing. They take your information, they sell it overseas. You get a bunch of junk mail, right? Spam mail, junk mail. You don't know, you don't remember signing up for things, but you getting all these emails. Yeah, that's what this is. So if you don't see a website, if you don't see past winners, if they ask you for a fee to apply to a scholarship, which you should never do, red flag, red flag, red flag. It's a scam. Email me if you're not sure and ask me, and I will let you know. Now, the sites on the last slide that I just showed you will have a lot of no essay scholarships because they are selling ad space. They are generating income for their website. But guess what you can do? Scroll. Just keep scrolling. You know, when you see a video you don't like, you keep scrolling. Just scroll past those, right? Scroll past those and ignore those. And get to the ones with essays. Because winning quality money requires a well-written quality essay every single time. Now, except for this one, big future through the College Board when you sign up for AP exams and classes and SAT exams. Big Future Scholarship through the College Board is the only no essay scholarship I endorse. Why is that? Because it's legit and we won. Complete little tasks every day for entries into their monthly drawing, and you can win anywhere from $400, $4,000 to $40,000. Yes, it's real, and I know because that check was on time. Absolutely. The 15th of every month, I believe they pull several winners, not just one. They pull lots of winners nationwide. Juniors can also get in on this. This scholarship is for junior and seniors. You go ahead and get on your College Board account. You look for Big Future. You do whatever they tell you to do, and you could win money. So ask your kids. They should have a College Board account. And if they don't, they need to make one today. All right, let's talk again about the cycles and seasons of scholarships. So we're in the winter season, but before winter, of course, it was fall. So fall is like the start of school, big national scholarships. You may have heard of Questbridge or Bill Gates or Ron Brown or Jack Kent Cook or Elk's Most Valuable Student. Those really big national scholarships open actually in the summer, late summer, early fall is when those open. You get your semifinal status in the winter Finalists get notified in the spring, and that check is cut in early summer before you go off to school. Okay. We're currently in the winter season of scholarships. That's when local, regional, and state scholarships open. You find out if you win in late spring, they cut the check early summer. Springtime is when more local scholarships open. And local is definitely the way to go. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. Notification whether or not you won arrives in late spring. They cut the check in early summer. And summertime is the best time to apply to scholarships. There's a scholarship every summer we apply to, the Always Striving, Always Dreaming Feminine Product Scholarship, $2,500. Every year we get it. You know why? Because summertime, nobody's paying attention and nobody else applies. Now, this is a mix of local, state, and national scholarships. While everybody's at the beach, working, on vacation, Six Flags, not paying attention, there are summer scholarships just sitting there waiting for you to apply to and to win. You get the notification in the fall, late fall, early winter, that check is in the mail. And that Always Dreaming, Always Striving check is on time every November. It's amazing. All right, how do you win? Quality money always requires a quality essay. Your essay is key. Your essay is critical. Writing is important if you want to win a scholarship. All right, just like your college admissions essay, your scholarship essay has to be amazing. You're going to begin with the first draft of your essay. Literally pick up the pen and start writing, or open up your laptop and start typing, right? Scholarships are going to ask you who you are, and why you should win. They will also ask about future goals and what's your 5-year plan. If you're not sure, now's a good time to reflect and think about it and write it down. Begin your essay with an amazing hook right in the first paragraph. Do not restate the question. Do not restate the prompt. This is not a state standardized exam. This is not high school English class writing. This is scholarship writing. Okay? You're not restating anything. You want to be creative. You want to be interesting. Use metaphors, use similes, use vivid vocabulary. You want to tell a story and capture their attention. You don't want to bore the people, and then they put you in the no pile, and then you don't win. So many times kids say, oh my gosh, I don't know why I'm not winning. Then I read their essay. And then I know instantly, yeah, no, this is not good. You got to know your audience also. Be intentional. If you are applying to an athletic scholarship, then why are you talking about your love of dance or drawing? If it's a sports scholarship, if it's a law scholarship, why are you talking about your love of cooking? Be intentional, know your audience, and also know that scholarship committees are very formal. They may be older groups of people reading your essays. Get your writing edited. Get fresh eyes on your essay. Get a few sets of eyes on your essay. Do not just go with the first draft and then submit that and send it in. Do not be familiar with these people. Do not be conversational with these people. Do not type and write how you talk and text with your friends to these people if you want to win. And I think that's self-explanatory, because a lot of times I'm not sure what's going on in America's schools. I know what's going on in my classroom. My 4th graders know how to write. They know what's required. I love to write, and I'm going to get them to love to write by the end of the year. There are certain things you have to do, in certain ways you have to write your essay in order to capture people's attention and in order to win. You got to be formal. You have to be professional. You have to put your best foot forward. Right? All right. And you can also recycle and reuse essays you've already used. That's your intellectual property. You can recycle and reuse it over and over and over again. I'm about to show you an essay that we wrote that won us $20,000. We kept recycling, reusing it over and over and over again, because scholarships are going to keep asking you the same things. What are your future goals? What community service have you done? And why you? Why should you win? What's special about you? Tell your story and sell yourself. They have the money. They want to give it to you. Give them a reason why. Tell your story. Sell yourself. It's just that simple. Scholarship essays will also ask you, how have you overcome adversity? Have you had some challenges? Did you get over them? Did you get through them? under them. Pick a preposition. It doesn't matter. Talk about how you overcame something. What do you value in your life? Any leadership qualities that you have, and any ways you've given back to your community. You should also get on the website of the scholarship and check their mission and their vision and see if it aligns with yours, and put some of that in your essay. They love that. They want to know that your mission and your vision of your life aligns with their scholarship. And that gives you a better chance of winning. And a couple times I told a couple of my scholarship kids, tack on at the end that, when you get in a certain position, when you're able to do so, you want to create your own scholarship to give back to your community. They love that. Oh my goodness, you're paying it forward. That's amazing. Write that down. You want to create your own scholarship. Put that in your essay. They love it. They absolutely love that. Now, do not do the following. Do not be familiar with the scholarship committee. They will automatically put you in the no pile. Do not write your essay how you talk and text with friends. You will automatically be put in the no pile. And do not forget to make edits. Edit, 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 edit. You edit, give it to a friend, give it to your mama, give it to your teacher. Another caring adult that wants to see you win, give it to them. You do not want to send in an unedited piece of work or an essay. You will not win that way. All right, here's a sample of an essay we wrote called Why I Deserve This Scholarship. And right off the bat, I deserve to win because I'm more than enough. And here's why. Okay, she got right into it. Studying and learning during a global pandemic has been quite a challenge. And I overcame quite a bit. And here's what I did. Okay, right off the bat. Talked about being a high schooler and then the world shut down, and being a dancer and an artist, being cooped up in the house was horrible. A student that loves school now having to meet on Google Meets or Zoom. Zoom was a mess. A lot of kids don't learn that way. It was horrible. You know what I mean? So she was a mentor. She has elementary kids that she mentors. She wasn't able to see them, right? So she talked about that, overcoming anxiety, overcoming a fear of leaving home. She went to Princeton the summer before senior year in a leadership, all expenses paid program. That helped her grow up a little bit. So right off the bat, talk about who you are and why you deserve to win. And here's how. And then future goals. I may study psychology coupled with visual art and dance. I want to be a therapist. I want to get into dance therapy, and help other kids like myself. So you can see this scholarship won us over $20,000 because they're going to keep asking you the same thing. So all you have to do is go to your bank of scholarships that have already been edited, pull it out, and submit it along with the application. Step 2, you need amazing adults to write you amazing recommendations. I've heard horror stories about what guidance has been doing these past few years, how they're not helping kids, how they're gatekeeping scholarships, how they're not getting things in on time. And I think that's absolutely deplorable. I don't have that experience. My kids have had amazing guidance counselors. We've been blessed to have people in our lives that actually care about what they do and care about the kids. So you need to ask your guidance counselor, if you have not already, for a scholarship recommendation. How about they, nod, nod, wink, wink, take the same recommendation they use for the Common App and rework it and recycle it and put Dear Scholarship Committee at the top. That's a thing they can do. Ask early and ask now. 2 teachers who like you and who you like back and you did well in their class need to be writing your academic recommendations. But do I need academic? Yes. If it's an academic scholarship, you need teachers to write, 2 or 3 to write your recommendations. And I also suggest, if it's a field you want to get into, ask the teacher whose class you took. For example, if you are applying to a STEM scholarship, your math teacher, your tech teacher, your science teacher should be writing one of your recommendations. Any honors classes you took, any AP classes you took, any dual enrollment classes you took, they should be writing your recommendations. Your favorite teacher is everybody's favorite teacher. You better ask them now and ask them early. Now, mind you, if they teach seniors, they know what time it is. For example, my husband teaches seniors. He knows, oh, they're going to be asking me to write. So let me carve out some time to help these kids put their best foot forward. You know what time it is. It's recommendation time. And if they've been teaching any amount of time, then they know these kids are going to ask. They may ask me last minute. I'm going to work with them. I'm going to try to be patient, and I'm going to give them whatever they need so they can get to college and get these scholarships, right? So if they don't know you that well, give them a resume, give them a brag sheet, give them activity sheet with leadership highlights and bullets. Say, hey, here you go. Here's all my highlights and all my activities. And make sure you get a copy, get a paper copy, digital copy, PDF copy of every recommendation. Now, Common App recommendations, you sign or check a box, FERPA, waiver, yada, yada, yada. You don't want that. That's fine. You don't want to see that. What you want is to circle back to those same people, ask them for a scholarship recommendation. Some scholarships will have the adult uploaded right on the site. Some scholarships, you may have to mail a whole packet in yourself. So you don't want to wait around for grown-ups to get their life together. You want to have everything you need, including transcripts, including resume, extracurriculars, and then those recommendations, and then the application, so you can send it off yourself, or you can upload it yourself. You may be online late at night. Oh, Miss Laverne sent me a scholarship. Let me see if I can look at it. And you're filling it out. If you have everything you need in hand at your disposal, you don't have to wait for other people, because waiting for other people, you'll miss deadlines and you'll miss out on money. So ask guidance, ask your teachers. If you're an artist, ask your art teacher, your dance coach, your cheer coach, your music teacher, your theater coach. If you play sports, ask your actual coach. If you work in the community, get the caring adult who oversees your mentor program or your community service program or community center. Wherever you work, whoever oversees it, get them to write a recommendation. You want a high five, guidance, 2 teachers, 2 caring adults in whatever particular area you are interested in getting into. Okay? High five. All right, so now let's talk about types of scholarships, because there are so many. So what types of scholarships can you win? Merit, need-based, artistic, athletic, community-based, minority, ethnicity, leadership, private, military, and international. So what do these mean? Merit means your grades and your GPA and any activities in and out of school in your resume. Need-based means your family has a certain income threshold, in or out of poverty, certain income level, right? Artistic means if you sing, you dance, you paint, you draw, photography, making movies, theater, Broadway, that's artistic, right? Athletic, do you play a sport? Community-based, do you work in your community? Minority and the ethnicity should speak for itself, but there are scholarships, yes, if you are Black or Hispanic or Asian or Native American or Pacific Islander, but there are also scholarships if you're Irish, Italian, Polish, Russian. There are all types of scholarships for every ethnicity under the sun. And usually those are local, and those will be sponsored by certain ethnic groups in your community. Certain social clubs or certain labor unions will have those scholarships, right? Leadership scholarships. Are you a leader in and out of the classroom? Private corporate scholarships. Scholarship America has the best corporate scholarships, period. We won about $250,000 from Scholarship America alone. Military and veteran scholarships. Not only if you're the veteran, but if you are a dependent of a veteran, you can win money. Whether your mom, your grandma, your dad, your granddad was in the Army, Navy, Air Force, or Marine, served this country, yep, you can win a scholarship. International, meaning you live abroad and you want to study in the States. What other types of scholarships are there? You've got state-based, major-specific, age and grade in school, study abroad, local, regional, renewable, one and done. So every state has an Office of Financial Aid, and you can win money from your state. You got to fill out that FAFSA, and you've got to fill out probably some paperwork at your high school to get a hold of that state money. Major specific. Are you going into STEM? Are you going in the arts? Do you want to be a photojournalist? Do you want to be a doctor? Do you want to be a lawyer? There are scholarships for certain majors. Age and grade in school. Like I told you, my 4th and 5th graders, elementary, there are scholarships. Middle school, there are scholarships. 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, college, all levels, graduate school, and beyond. Study abroad. If you live in the States, like for example, Elizabeth wants to study in South Korea next year, and she's doing what she needs to do, laying the groundwork now to talk to her teachers, her professors, her advisors, and getting the money together so she can do her artwork and study abroad, her art and her dance in South Korea next year, right? There's money for you to study abroad. You don't have to pay. Local scholarships we talked about. Regional scholarships, same thing, right? Community foundations are big regional scholarships. You may live in a town or a region or a parish where there's a community foundation. We're about to talk about those. Renewable means you get that check every year. Equitable excellence is a $20,000 scholarship divided into 4 years. We get $5,000 a year. That check is on time every August. And I send it directly to BARD. They attach it to her bill. If there's a credit, we get the refund check in November. That's renewable. You get the money every year. That's what you want. You want money every year. Every year. You want money from the college and in your mailbox. And then there's one and done, right? You get it once and you don't get it anymore. One and done would be McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell, things like that. You get it one time as a high school senior or one time as a college freshman. A lot of local scholarships are also one and done. You get it that one time and then you don't get it anymore. All right, you also need an amazing brag sheet and resume to go with your recommendations and go with your application. Let me check the chat. I see a question. If you have a child that the parent cannot have access, but they are a veteran, is there a way to still fill out grants and scholarships for them? Okay, Heather, let me see if I understand. The parent, that's the veteran, you don't have access to that person, or they're not in the child's life, or they're not active or around your child. Well, if that child is still a parent, then you can fill that out. You just might need to get some scholarships require you to fill out the information, like what branch of the military they were in, when did they serve, where did they serve. Okay. Yeah, you should be able to. So like for me, for example, my dad served in the Air Force and in the Army. But he passed away before I applied for college. And at the time, this is like 35 years ago, I went to Virginia State. I was able to access his GI Bill or parts of it from Veterans Affairs from the government, but they needed to know what branch he was in. They needed to know what regiment he fought with, when, what year, and because he had passed away, they needed his, I believe it's called a DD-14. They needed this special form with all his information. As long as you can access the information, even if you don't have contact with the person, if that person is that child's parent, then yeah, if you can access the information, absolutely. Right, let me check if there are any other questions. Okay, if you've got to go, thank you for being here. The recording will be up. It will be up later this evening. Before I go live, the recording should be up by 8. If you don't see it in the Stan store, email me and I'll send you a copy. No problem. No problem. All right. So what should be on your resume? First of all, do you have a resume? Do you? You should. I started helping my kids with their resume in 8th grade. By 9th grade, everything they did every summer, every winter, everything was going on a brag sheet. I'm about to show you a copy of it in a minute. If you don't have one, you need to create one, because from that resume is how you fill out that list of activities, right? On the Common App or the Black Common App. And you should put your top 5. And your top 5 should align with whatever you want to do in the future. Okay? If you don't have a resume, you need to create one. And if you need help, you need to let me know. All right. So what needs to be on there? Activities in and out of school, volunteering you've done, awards you've won, employment you've had, extracurriculars, sports and clubs, community service, hours worked, and hours of service. All right, so here's a copy. All we did was make an XY axis and create a table and a chart. We didn't have a standard resume. Now, kids nowadays, they're getting real fancy. They've got Canva, they're decorating things, they've got a link to Linktree because they're trying to stand out and be unique, which is brilliant because all these kids have 4.0s or better. All these kids have stacked resumes. How are you unique? How are you different? We're going to talk about that in a minute also. How do you stand out above the crowd, right? So as you can see, we've got rows and tables and columns. We've got extracurriculars, positions held, dates involved, and hours per week. And we did this for activities, for employment, for community service, and for every award she won. We had a chart and a table just like this on one document. And try to make it one page if you can. All right, here we go. Local scholarships. I cannot stress and emphasize enough. Local is the way to go. The bulk of your scholarship money will come from local scholarships because you can win big with low competition. Those small amounts, they add up. Don't ever scoff at small amounts. $50 here, $100 here, $500, $1,000, $1,500. That adds up. If you win enough of them, it adds up, right? So where do you look for local scholarships? Banks, credit unions, advertising companies, churches, mosques, synagogues, local newspapers, teacher unions. Where else can you find them? So there's low competition because there's fewer students. They are smaller amounts, but they add up. We won over $30,000 in local scholarships alone, just from our town and the neighboring towns. Utility companies, chambers of commerce, state scholarships, regional scholarships, county scholarships. First thing you need to do is march in your guidance counselor's office, if you have not done so already, and ask them for the box, the envelope, the bag. Where are the local scholarships? I'm ready. It's time. Yeah, stop hiding them. Get them out. Give them to me, right? Go to your newspaper online site. If you have, whether you're in a major metropolitan area or not, go to the newspaper, go to the search bar. You're going to type in Scholarship Winners 2024. You're going to get all the kids that won last year, but guess what else you're going to get? All the scholarships in your area. Yeah, that's good, right? I know. You also need to think about all the high schools in your area, the neighboring, not the one you go to, the ones around you, with guidance counselors, with guidance online sites that may have scholarship information that you don't have or that your guidance counselor is not giving you. So go to the website of the high school that's in your area, go to their guidance counseling site, go to their scholarship site, and get information that way also. The local search also includes, again, guidance. I cannot emphasize this enough. Guidance counselor, you're supposed to be guiding you, right? And I know there are a large amount of great guidance counselors doing great things. I recognize that a lot of them have a huge amount of work to do and a large workload and hundreds of kids to work with. But their job is to lead and to guide you in the right direction with your grades, with your transcripts, with your academics, with college or with a trade or with the military, whatever your future path is, they're supposed to help with that. So go to guidance, local clubs, organizations, Black D9 organizations. I know our scholarship, I'm a Delta, and our scholarship has been up for 2 months, and I'm trying to get these kids to apply to it. $3,000. I'll apply if they won't, right? So the Deltas, the AKAs, the Zetas, the SG Rows, the Alphas, the Kappas, the Qs, the Sigmas, the Iotas, in your town, Google D9 fraternity scholarships and sorority scholarships. They exist. Also look at the Elks, the Lynx, the Masons, the Lions Clubs, banks, credit unions, restaurants, utility companies, television, radio stations. Our local NBC and ABC affiliate, we won scholarships from them, $2,500 each. They had an essay contest. Grocery store, they have an essay contest. They have them. You need to go find them. State financial aid, Your parent employer, now your parent may work at a job that offers a scholarship. You need to find out if they do and find out if you qualify and get that money. Absolutely. Unions and community foundations. So let's talk about who has need, because a lot of you think you don't. I have people emailing me, I don't think I should fill out the FAFSA. We're middle class, and they always ignore the middle class. They give us the short end of the stick. Yada, yada, yada. Listen, if you didn't have need, you wouldn't be here today. If you didn't have need, that means you got $100,000 in your back pocket to pay for college? No, you don't. So you have need. You need to think about what need means to you and sit your child down and explain the situation so they can explain the financial aid. Because when you go to appeal, they want to hear from your child, not you. Let me say that again. Sit your children down and talk about money. It's not taboo. Talk about what it is and what it isn't. I have this amount to put towards your college. I have no amount to put towards your college. If you want to go to school, you might want to go to 2-year community college first, junior college, and then transfer. Oh, you want to go to NCAT or Howard or Spelman? Yeah, if they don't give us enough money, I love you, but you're not going. You want to go to XYZ and then ABC, unless we get the scholarship money, right? So you're going to get your financial aid package and you're not going to like it. I can tell you right off the bat. The FAFSA will not save you. And the FAFSA doesn't even award you. The college does. You put all your information in the FAFSA form. The colleges pull that data and then they decide based on that data what they're going to give you. Right? The government doesn't decide. The government is just a tool. That form is just a tool for colleges to use to figure out what they're going to give you. There's no space for special circumstances. So that's where the appeal comes in. But you can't appeal and talk about those circumstances until you talk to your child about the money. So if you have special circumstances, talk about it and explain them, be detailed and do the work so you can appeal your aid. Because I guarantee you, remember this day, January 4th. Oh, Miss Laverne told us we're not going to get enough. And you're not. That's why you need private, outside, third-party scholarships. That's why you're here today. Right? So middle class, your need and how you need to appeal. Now, you feel overlooked because of your financial status. I feel the same way, right? In this financial aid process, because your income exceeds the threshold for federal financial aid, but you still fall short of covering all the college costs. So to address this, you need to appeal to colleges, explaining your unique circumstance, like high medical expenses, multiple children in college, significant changes in income. We've experienced all that. I have 5 kids. A lot of times I have more than one kid in college at the same time. That used to matter. The FAFSA doesn't care about that anymore. They used to give a discount. That discount is gone. I don't know why. They got rid of it last year. But you can appeal, and in your appeal, you put down multiple children in college if you lost your job. We've got 2 kids that, have sickle cell and are in the hospital a lot. We write down medical expenses, prescription drug expenses, therapy expenses. Write it all down, explain your situation. FAFSA will provide a baseline, but it does not capture every single thing or every nuance of your financial situation. You need to craft and create your own appeal letter, and I've got a template in my stand store. I've got an outline because you have to talk to these people a certain way. Okay? You've got to use language that they understand. So, if you need help, I got you. All right, so every state has an Office of Financial Aid, and when you fill out your FAFSA, you will be awarded with state aid. Going to school in state can also earn you more money. There are community foundations also. Your state, your county, your town, your region, your parish will have a community foundation. And to find yours, you're going to use something called the Community Foundation Locator. Now I'm going to go to the chat, which is the dialogue bubble down at the bottom. Do current college students keep high school activities on resume? Great question. Give me just a second and I will answer that. Let me put in www.cof.org. All right, so let me answer like this. If your child is currently a college freshman, their first semester as a freshman, you can use high school information because they really have no record of being in college yet, right? So when Liz was a college freshman, she reached out to her high school teachers for recommendations. She used her high school transcript. She used her high school resume. Now, as a second semester freshman, she had grades. She has a transcript. She has professors and an advisor she has a relationship with. So you need to start putting together a college resume of activities and things you've done, awards you've won, classes you took, things that you've done. Start to create that. As a sophomore, you should definitely have a college transcript, a college resume, and professors that you can reach out to that can write your recommendation. You can hold on to your high school things just in case you want to, send that in as extra. But by the time you get to sophomore year, you should definitely have 2 semesters worth of grades, an advisor that you confide in or talk to, and professors that know you that can write something for you. Okay? I hope that helped. If it didn't, let me know in the chat. All right. So you're going to go to cof.org. You're going to see the Community Foundation locator. You're going to go over to the right and find the actual locator and hover over it, and you will come to this screen where you see a map. You will see this first image, Community Foundation locator, and you want to put your state or your zip code in the search bar. I put Massachusetts. That's where I reside. This second picture shows me all the green dots in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Those are all community foundations. I see Cape Cod. I see Martha's Vineyard. I see Boston. I see Worcester. I even see some in the Berkshires on the New York, Massachusetts line. But then this one green dot on the Connecticut border, that's my community foundation, the Community Foundation of Western Mass. So I click on that dot. I get the information. I go to their website. I apply to whatever scholarship program they have. Okay. And you can do the same. Do you have to live exactly on the green dot? No. You could be close to a green dot. You could be between 2 or 3 green dots and apply to all the scholarships in every community foundation that's near you. It's a great tool. You should use it. All right, let's talk about Google and how you can maximize a Google search. Yes, Tanya, if you email me, I will send you the link when it's downloaded later. Absolutely. How do you get close to professors? Classes are huge and they had TAs. Well, when you have huge classes, you want to make sure you get noticed, maybe email. They have things called office hours. Do you go to your professor's office hours? Have you emailed your professor? Even a lecture style class. Do you sit in front? Do you raise your hand? Do they know who you are? Make yourself known, right? I mean, that's what I would do. If you're in some type of class or lecture with hundreds of students, you've got to get noticed and you've got to get known any way that you can. Office hours, one-on-one, you see them on campus, you talk to them. If they're hosting things on or off campus, after hours, go to those programs. That's what I would do, right? So a targeted Google search can help you tremendously. For example, when we were searching for scholarships for Elizabeth, we entered in dance scholarship, high school senior, Massachusetts, 2023, which led to thousands of dollars in dance scholarships. We did this for art, and we did this as a young Black woman, as a high school senior, putting in certain search optimized words will garner you lots and lots of scholarships. Right? Here's a list of the total scholarships that we won. See, there's my chart paper. And that's just some of them. That's just page 1, right? I think there's about 19 or 20 scholarships that we won. That's just the first page. Here's the second page. And there's a lot of local scholarships that we won. Local scholarships that I see, my teachers union gave her a scholarship. She got a Caribbean Culture Scholarship. Local Jewish organizations are amazing for awarding students that are not Jewish. And I love that. You don't have to be Jewish to win. A lot of church organizations will award not only their members, but they'll award the community. So I would look into those also as well. A local group out of Boston, the Bavis Leadership Foundation, gave her a scholarship. A local art organization gave her a scholarship. If you're a Girl Scout or a Boy Scout, they have scholarships. Pioneer Valley Credit Union, our Big Y grocery store, tons and tons of local scholarships. Local nonprofit, parent villages. So local is definitely the way to go. All right, another Google hack. Here's what you're going to do. Screenshot this and write this down. You're going to go to Google. And in the search bar, you're going to type in scholarships in my area. Over to the left, you're going to see something and you're going to click on tools in the left-hand corner. Then you're going to go to anytime. You're going to drop down and click this past year. And then you're going to look at all your results. Now, I encourage you to look at page 1, but can you go past page 1 to page 2, 3, 4, 5, even page 10? There's lots of information on all those pages. Look at every page and take notes. I will leave this up for another minute for you to screenshot and write that down. Now, this, if you don't hear anything else tonight, please hear this. Your it factor, your coolness factor is what's going to help you win scholarships. Well, what's the it factor? What's the coolness factor? Well, let me tell you. What makes you special? What makes you unique? What's your it factor? I'll give you an example. My it factor. Now, there are many scholarship girlies in this space doing lots of great things. I follow them all. I love them all. But I don't know any other moms like me telling you what it is and what it isn't like me. Sharing personal stories like I do, letting you know I had to take out Parent Plus loans. I had to pack my child up and bring him home. I'm a mom in this space. I'm the only mom that I know of. That's my it factor. That's what makes me cool. That's what makes me stand out, right? Which, by the way, if you see any other scholarship mamas, please block and report their pages. There's only one. I only have one page on TikTok, one on Instagram, and one on YouTube. Somebody said, oh, you've arrived when you have a duplicate account. No, they are taking business from me. No, absolutely not. Scammers. Scam, flim, flam. Block and delete and report, right? So you want to think about what makes you special, what makes you cool, what makes you unique, because everybody's got a 4.0. All these kids have great grades, great resumes, great test scores. What makes you stand out? I ask my scholarship kids before we start working together, what makes you special? Because if you don't know, then we can't work together. You need to go figure it out, because that's a major way we're going to find this money. Right? All right, let's talk about it. So over the past year and a half, I asked my scholarship kids, what are their coolness factors? And based on everything you see in pink, I found them scholarships and found them money based on the following: Model Congress, mythology, Broadway musicals, sewing, fashion, knitting, after-school programs, mentoring, gaming, virtual reality, coding, bowling. You can also add anime. Elizabeth loves anime. She loves J-dramas, K-pop. She's doing her study abroad in South Korea. She loves Asian culture. That's her it factor. We won money based on that. And you can too. Think about what you like. What are you passionate about? What do you love to do? Reading. I found reading scholarships. I found hiking scholarships. I found the great outdoors scholarships, cooking scholarships. Turn your passion into profit and get some money and do it today. All right, let's talk about AI, using ChatGPT and Grammarly for essays. Now, I love ChatGPT. I love Grammarly. I use them both. I make schedules for my month, for my content. I use it to edit. I make outlines. I create projects. Canva is now partnered with ChatGPT. I do lots of things in this space. I use it for topics, ideas. You can use it for topics and ideas and editing and when you have writer's block. But do not write your entire essay with ChatGPT. Your essay should still be personal. It should still have glimmers and elements of you in the essay. And they have software now when they run your paper through and they can see if it's you generated or AI generated. So use it responsibly, but do not write your entire essay with these AI chat robot programs. You should write it first. Now, there have been many instances where kids have been accused of using AI and they didn't. So make sure you've got copies of your essay to refute and rebut those claims if need be. And you can tell them, this is mine. I wrote it down. You see this? These are my drafts. Always have your sloppy copies and your edits and your drafts. Have them ready, just in case. All right, so the Common App has been open for several months now. Hopefully, you've been using it. It's an online application platform for you to get into college. 900 colleges and universities worldwide use this, including state schools, Ivy Leagues. Many of you are hearing back from colleges. You're getting your decisions. Congratulations to you. Regular decision is anywhere from January 1st to January 15th. Every school has a different deadline. So remember, the Common App is open. It's free. Now, the application is free. When you go to submit to each college, that costs money. But there are waivers available. You can get a waiver from your high school guidance office, or there are other ways for you to get a waiver. Because guess what? Those applications are anywhere from $60 to $80 each. Yeah. So find out if you can get a waiver for those. There's also a Black Common App, which is 65 schools and HBCUs you can apply to for only $20. It's an affordable college application used to apply to multiple HBCUs across the country. Some lesser known HBCUs are on there. All HBCUs are great. You know, the bigger names, the well-known names, the Howards, the Morehouse, the Spelmans, the Clark Atlantas. They get all the shine, but there are hundreds of HBCUs across the country. Hundreds. And if you really want to go to one, this is the app for you. Okay? $20. Many states and many colleges have their own college application system, including California, Texas, and New York. Colleges include MIT, Wake Forest, Georgetown, and West Point Military Academy. Here are several organizations that sponsor scholarships, including the Seroptimus Club, the Optimist Club, Exchange Clubs of America, Daughters of the American Revolution. That scholarship is due at the end of this month. The Boy Scouts, we talked about, the Girl Scouts, the JCs, the Elks, the Kiwanis Club, the Masons, the Rotary Club, Lions Club, Knights of Columbus, and the American Legion. Also, during your scholarship hunt, remember, local businesses or even national food chains or national businesses may have scholarships, including Papa John's, Wendy's, Kentucky Fried Chicken, McDonald's, Burger King, Staples, and Dr. Pepper. Home Depot has a scholarship. Lowe's has a scholarship. So if you like to shop, 9 times out of 10, that business may have a scholarship. And if you get a Sunday advertisement, penny saver newspapers, check the advertisement to see if there are scholarships posted or printed on the advertisement, like Burger King did here at the bottom right here. You can see their scholarship is posted with the coupons. School-related clubs where you can win scholarship money: Mu Alpha Theta, National Honor Society, DECA, Girl Scouts, Beta Club, and the National Association for Campus Activities. Now, how can you impress the scholarship judges? Now, anything that you put on your resume or your brag sheet should include activities in and out of the classroom. I know a lot of times parents will ask me, well, what if we don't do anything outside of school? Well, think about what it is you do. Are you home helping a sibling? Do you help grandparents or do you help family members? You can put that on your resume. Anything, any level of commitment you're showing, you can put on your brag sheet or resume. Okay? Including community service, school service, leadership, honors, awards, special talent, skills, recommendation, any challenging courses you've taken, essays, personal statements, your grades. You need to work along with school and community service and other activities. Some kids have started a nonprofit. Some kids are the founder of groups or organizations, and recognizing a school community or issue and trying to fix it or come up with a solution for it. Your recommendation chart. We need to do a recommendation list of at least 5 people you know. Remember that high five I told you? Please include teachers, coordinators, ministers, principals, coaches, or any other caring adult in the community. And they need to include how they know you and how well they know you. That needs to be part of the recommendation. Other tips for writing your essays include answer the question. Do not create a laundry list of activities in your essay. Your essay is the place where you tell a story. The resume and brag sheet is where you put your activities. Do not conflate the two. Okay? Your personal essay is not the time to put a checklist, a laundry list, or a grocery list of all the things you've done since 9th grade. Why do you have a resume then? Your essay is the time to brag about yourself, tell your personal story, give an anecdote, and be creative. Proofread. Typos and spelling and grammar errors are the number one reason why kids are not winning. If you can, avoid strong political or religious views, unless the prompt or the topic of the scholarship is connected to a particular political or religious view. How do you make a good essay great or better? Highlight challenges you faced, obstacles you've overcome, hardships you've had, what makes you different, achievements or impact you've made, changing your life or making a difference, any service to others. And remember, when you're writing, I need to be able to close my eyes and have an experience. And you take me somewhere with your writing, using all my senses. How do I feel? Can I taste? Can I smell? Can I hear? Use quotes, use humor, use stats. Draw the readers in with your hook in your essay. All right, scholarships due this month. We're going to talk about high school, college, and grad school scholarships that are due in January. So you want to make sure and get ready to write these down. Also, when you signed up, you got a free list from me of January scholarships, HBCU scholarships, and free ride scholarships. So I pulled from that list. All right, high schoolers can apply to the following: Jackie Robinson, Taco Bell, the Asian American Scholarship Program, Leaders Save Lives, Varsity Tutors, Home Depot, Fidelity Scholars, and Equitable Excellence. I'll give you another minute to screenshot these and write these down. Where are tools? I will show you in a minute how to get to tools. Okay. For all my kids in college, college scholarships, January 2025. Here we go. The Elite Lawyer Scholarship, College Achievement Award, Inspire Future Scholars, the Philip Nath Law Award. Now, law offices will give scholarships to students who are not on the lawyer track, who are not in law school. And that's what I love about them. If you see a scholarship from a law office, either in your town or across this country, Apply to it. You can win. You do not have to be pre-law in order to apply. Better Brothers Book Award, Love Your Career, Pride Foundation, Achievement Capstone, and the Aviation Scholarship Award. Screenshot these and write it down. All my grad school students, which by the way, I have a list of grad school scholarships on my site. I've got nursing scholarships and I have adult scholarships for those of you going back to school. The Harvey Fellows, ARRL Scholarship, Road to Recovery, the NCAA Post-Grad Scholarship, Pharmacy Association, American Institute of Architects, Alex Partners MBA, Mensa, and the American Meteorological Scholarship. And one of my favorite sites to look for grad scholarships is profellow.com. Yes, there are single parent scholarships. Yes. If your student has done dual enrollment, can they apply for both? Great question. So I know a lot of dual enrollment kids that are technically college freshmen. So yes, you can apply to both, I would say, because they're in college taking college classes. If you can produce a college transcript, then yes. Because if you're saying you're a college student, they're going to want to see a college transcript. So, yep, you sure can. Now what? I like to know what happens next. So let me tell you what you can do now as we're coming to the end of the presentation. First of all, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Happy New Year. It's a great start to the new year. I'm excited about what 2025 is going to bring. Hopefully, we'll bring the same things to you also. Join the All-Star Scholarship Squad, which is my monthly one-on-one mentorship program. Monthly coaching is available, and I have a few spots left for January. Now that I'm kind of officially off break, I went back to work this week. Ugh, Lord have mercy. All right, what does that include? Scholarship monthly coaching includes the following: high-level video strategy calls on Google Meets, like we're meeting right now. You get your own personal scholarship list, and this list is updated every single week for 30 days. You get 24/7 access to a scholarship chat on WhatsApp. I drop scholarships in there every day. You get your own scholarship tracker. I edit and revise all your essays. You get all access to me and all my products. You get weekly scholarship updates, and you get scholarship insider information from me and all my scholarship girlies and all my friends for 30 days. You can also get your own personal scholarship list, get an adult scholarship spreadsheet, get a nursing scholarship spreadsheet, get a grad school scholarship spreadsheet, get a hold of my financial aid appeal forms, and I believe I created a middle class, middle income letter for you to use for financial aid purposes. You can get my newsletter, follow my blog, and this weekend I am creating and starting my podcast, which will also be free. All right, please join my free blog on Substack and my newsletter. I write every single day about every single thing about scholarships under the sun, every single day, and sometimes twice a day. I love to write. I love to share information. This is free. It's free to subscribe. Please join and share with others. And here's where I say thank you, thank you, thank you. We went a little over, but I hope that's okay. I love bringing you this information. Please follow me on Instagram. Please follow and subscribe to my YouTube. Trying to build that up this year. Oh my goodness. And of course, my TikTok. My email is at the bottom. I'm going to leave this screen up. And if you have any questions, if you'd like to put them in the chat, I'm going to check the chat now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Happy New Year.